Welcome to week 3 of our Barefoot Back to Basics session. Today we're going to start coming up, hopefully into the standing position. We're going to grab those balls and we're going to start with your foot rolls first up. So I'm going to pop that ball down. Again, chair please if we're needing it. If the balance is okay, you can not use the chair. We're going to start rolling through the heel first. So just a little bit of a massage through that heel, keeping the ball of the foot down. So remembering we're just going to progress this as we go through. If you're needing to stay on the chair, you're more than welcome to do so. But as we come up, we're able to loosen those feet up just that little bit more. So I'm going to get you to now reposition, and we're going to bring the ball to the base of the arch, and we're going to put the pressure straight down. So again, no cringy faces. We're wanting to feel the pressure on as we release through the foot. And just going to focus on our nice deep breathing. We're going to keep our nice postural alignment and have that real nice focus on the breathing, please. So let's just roll back to the middle of the arch and pressure going down again. So again, holding onto the chairs, really keeping that core tight for me. Nice deep breathing. And let's roll the ball now to the top of your arch. It's the base of the ball of your foot in the middle, and pressure's coming down again. Going to take a deep breath, and we're now just going to take that ball forwards and backwards. So let's loosen up those feet. So back and forward first. So hopefully we've been doing this through the week, and you're noticing a bit of a difference through the feet, through the balance, and through the body. Taking a deep breath through, please. We're now going to put your heel onto the floor and take the foot into the side to side motion. So rolling under the toes first across the ball of the foot, and progressively we're now going to start rolling the ball down through the arch. So and side to side. Okay, we're going to take a deep breath. I just need to reposition, and we're just going to come forwards and backwards again. And take a deep breath. We're going to now just bring that foot down. Hold onto the chair for me, please, and take a circle through the ankle. Take it back in the opposite direction. And bring your foot down, please. So just take a little bit of a march through to ease that out. Now we're going to come to the other foot. So bringing that ball to the base of the heel, and we're just going to take it side to side with the heel, ball of the foot down on the floor. And take a deep breath. Let's come back now to the base of the arch, and we're going to put the pressure straight down. So keeping nice and tight through the core, chest up, nice deep breathing. Taking the deep breath in, please roll to the middle of your arch, and pressure coming down again. And let's come to the top of the arch, base of the ball of the foot, and pressure straight down again. Taking our nice deep breathing. Now we're going to bring forwards and backwards. And let's now bring it a little bit forward again. Repositioning for me, heel is down, and we're going to come side to side under the ball, under the toe, cross the ball of the foot, and we're going to move that down progressively through the arch to the heel. So, whoops, moving it back up and just releasing. So again, we're just going to hold onto the chair and take a circle through the ankle and back in the opposite direction and put the foot down. So again, let's just take a little bit of a march through here. So I'm just going to get you to stabilise through those feet, and we're just going to see again how those feet are tracking. Are we going forwards? Are we slightly out? So just keeping that mindful connection of the postural position with the shoulders, the hips, the knees and the ankles and feet directly underneath, and the core tight. Pop the hands on the hips, and we're just going to take the hips side to side. And we're just going to take a little circle through. And back in the opposite direction. And again, side to side. Okay, so we're now going to come into a position to do the toga. So it may be that you're on the chair, you have your foot propped up onto a little stool. If you're okay to come onto the floor, please do so. If you're needing a cushion underneath your leg, again, please grab that. So I'll give you a few seconds or minute, and we're going to come down onto the floor into a seated position to start working on those big toes and the toga. So just going to start with a friendly reminder that everyone's hip mobility is going to be very different, and we are going to start bringing that in from next week. If you're needing to sit on those couches, resting down and grabbing the foot, please do so. If you need to break up this exercise through the hip, again, please do so. As I said, you can prop a cushion underneath if you're needing to, but nice and slow, breaking whenever you're needing to. So with the toga, we've got the leg, if we can, crossed and or however you're positioned on the floor. We're going to hold the base of that knuckle of the big toe, and we're just going to start with the circle movements through. So we're just loosening up these big toes. The big toe has a lot, actually does a lot with your movement, with your walking. And we're just trying to get that looser to help. So take the deep breath, circle it back through in the opposite direction. Now we're just now going to take the big toe straight up and down. So again, we pull up and then release, pull up, release, pulling up, release, pull up, release, up, release, pulling up, and we're just going to release that one down, popping the fingers in between that big toe and the second toe, and we're now going to pull it in towards the body, hold for a few seconds and then release it down. So pulling it in and release, pull it in and release, pulling in and release, pull in, release. And one more time, please. So we're going to pull that one in and release it out. So taking our deep breath, let's bring it forwards and backwards. So bringing that big toe back and forward, keeping it in the straight alignment with the knuckle. Okay, so now we're going to take our big toe and the second toe, and we're going to start moving them backwards and forwards. So nice and slow, focus on that breathing. And now we're going to bring the second and the third please backwards and forwards. Coming down to the third and the fourth, please. And let's come down to the fifth and the fourth. So now we're just going to slowly move that back up. So back up to, please, the fourth and the third, backwards and forwards. And then we're going to come up to the second and the third. And back up to second toe and the big toe. So again, nice deep breathing. And we're just going to release that out. So we're now going to link those fingers in between the toes as best we can. And we're going to hold mid-foot and take the circle through. So just circle the foot. So progressively over time, we'll get a little bit more movement. And circle back in the opposite direction. And we're just going to take the side to side movement with the foot, please. Taking a deep breath in, we're going to release the foot out. Give the hip a little bit of a rub through. Move it side to side if we're needing to. Deep breath through, please. And let's take our other side. So bring the foot up. Position the body, so cushion under if we're needing to. Now we're going to hold base of that knuckle again of the big toe and start with the circles through the big toe. So let's get the focus, please, on your breathing again. And circle back in the opposite direction. So taking our deep breath, please, we're just going to pull the big toe straight up and release. Bring up, release. Pulling up, release, up, release, up, release, up, release. Pulling up and release. And now we're going to bring the fingers in between the big toe and the second toe, and we're just going to pull them in towards the body and release that back out. And back out. So pulling it in, holding for a few seconds and releasing down. And release that one back out. We're going to take the toe, big toe back and forward now. So we're getting the movement through. And we're now going to bring the second and the big toe backwards and forwards, please. And we're going to move down, please, the second and the third toe, backwards and forwards. Nice deep breathing. So getting that connection also, please, looking down at the toes as we're doing this, if we can, and we're going to come the third and the second toe. Sorry, third and fourth toe. And we'll move down to, please, the pinky and the fourth toe backwards and forwards. And let's move it all back up, please. So and let's bring it back up, third and second. And let's come up to big toe and second toe, please, backwards and forwards. So again, now we're going to release that, hold midfoot and link those toes and fingers together and take your circle through. And back in the opposite direction. And then we're just going to take it side to side, please. Okay, so when we're ready, we're just going to release the fingers out, take a deep breath and bring that leg out. Give the hip a little bit of a rub through and roll side to side. Okay, so we're going to take a few nice deep breaths. When you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves back up either off the floor or off the chair, and we're going to come up and do some of our manipulations with the big toe and the small toes. So I'll see you standing upright very shortly. Okay, so we're now back off the floor or off the chairs, and I'm just going to get you to start with that rock side to side. A little bit of movement again through the hips. And let's just take a circle through. And back in the opposite direction. And then just side to side again, please. Okay, so just going to come back into a little bit of a march. And we're going to just stabilize the feet. And again, we're going to look down. We're also going to take an awareness of, do we have even pressure at the base of the heel, base of the big toe, base of pinkies, and are the digits nice and flat, or are they squishing up? So over time, again, we're wanting that nice flat foot and the digits just relaxing down. Body is going to stay up nice and tall. In a hip width position, please take a small step out in front. We are keeping the hips parallel. We are keeping our core tight. Keeping the knees out again underneath those hips. Taking a deep breath, please, as you exhale, raise your big toe up. So having that focus, if we're needing to, of looking down at the foot, take the big toe down and raise the small toes up. So again, when we're doing this, we are ideally trying to keep the even pressure through the whole foot and also the supporting foot. So take the digits down and raise that big toe up. So this might take a little bit of practice. Take the big toe down, small toes up. And bring it back down. So taking our deep breath, march back through, and we're going to come to the other side. So take the foot out in our hip width position. Make sure the knees are out. Tight through core. Deep breath in, please. Exhale, raising your big toe up. Take the big toe down and raise the digits up. Small toes down and the big toe up. Big toe down, small toes are up. I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to get you to bring ourselves back into a marching position, and we're going to stabilize again through those feet. So let's get the balance through the base of the heel, the base of the big toe, base of pinkies, digits down. Now relax through the knees, please, and really get that focus again of pulling our hip bone, pulling our core area in. Body is up nice and tall. We've got a little can and we're wanting to keep that crunched in there. So if you find yourself leaning back, bring that postural position, the shift in front where we keep that can locked in place. Now with both our feet, please take a deep breath in. As you exhale, raise the big toes. So nice deep breathing. Take a deep breath in, please. Exhale, big toes down, small toes up. Keep your balance through, keeping your knees out and the glutes on. Deep breath, small toes down, big toes up. Transfer again, big toes down, small toes up. Take a deep breath in and put the toes down. So we're all nice and flat now. Body up nice and tall, and let's get that focus again at the base of the heel, base of big toe, base of pinkies. Now as you exhale this time, please, we're going to press the digits down onto the floor. So we're not going to, again, not squeezing up. We're wanting a nice pressure straight down, and we're going to help work on those arches. So take a deep breath in. Again, keep that focus of the knees out. So reposition again if you're needing to. Base of heel, base of big toe, pinky. Deep breath in, exhale, digits down onto the floor. Keep that core tight. Take a deep breath and relax that out. Deep breath in again, please. As you exhale, digits down onto the floor. And release. So take a deep breath in, please. Again, as you exhale, digits down onto the floor. And release. Now, the next thing we're going to do is just bring in a little exercise to help strengthen the sides of your legs. So again, we're nice and tall, we're nice and tight through. I'm going to keep the big toes on the floor this time. I'm going to raise the digits up and then bring the heels off the floor. Sorry, not the heels, the outside of your legs, of the feet. Come up and bring them back down. So keeping nice and tight through. Again, body's up tall. Deep breath in, raising the toes up. Outside of foot, lifts off the floor. And bring that one down. So taking that deep breath in, checking through core, deep breath, digits up, and roll those outside feet off. And back down, and we're going to come back to a march, please. So taking a deep breath in, let's take that foot out in front, and we're going to take some switches through. So we're just going to start by bringing the big toe up. Big toe down, small toes up. Small toes down, big toes up. Big toe down and the small toes up. Now when I say switch, we're going to switch them over. So switch, a little bit faster. Switch, 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 switch. Deep breath in, foot down. And let's come to the other side, please. So taking the foot out in front, start by locking through core, deep breath in, big toe up and down, small toes up and down, big toe up and down, small toes up and down. And now we're coming to the switches, please. So switch, 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 and switch. So let's take a deep breath in, bring that foot back down and come back into a little bit of a march, and let's come into our nice neutral position. So checking those feet again, we're going to coordinate our switches with big toes and small toes now. So bring it up, tucking through, deep breath in please. Big toes are up and we switch, 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 switch. So taking the deep breath through please. Bring them down. I'm just going to get you to rock back and forwards. So using the chair if we're needing to. And take a deep breath. Take the hips side to side. And let's take our side to side steps. And we're going to march that one back through. So we're keeping tight through the core, please. Just bring a heel in front for me. And we're going to take a toe tap back behind. And bring us back to a little bit of a march. We're going to take those legs with shaking through. I'm going to do a stretch with you now, please. So we're going to come in behind a chair and we're going to start with your calf stretch. So take your back foot flat, keeping those feet again always nice and posturally through. Take a deep breath in, please. As you exhale, bend that back knee slightly. And bring it up and release. Take the other side, please. Toe heel back. Take a deep breath, please. Exhale and bend the back knee slightly. And bring that one up. So we're going to take those stretches again, please. So just start by taking that back foot again, nice and flat. And bring it up, other side, toe heel. And bring ourselves up. We're going to take a hamstring stretch, please. So take a small step back and take the bottom back. So the front leg is straight. And bringing it up, small step, bottom back. Bring your body up, please. Take a shake through. Now we're going to take a step out in front. We're going to take a hip flexor stretch, please. So tuck your bottom under, front of the hip is nice and straight, and take an arm up in front. Take a deep breath, bring the body up nice and tall, and we're going to take your quad stretch, please. So bringing that foot back up behind your body, keeping that alignment again through. So this is something we're going to look at in loosening up these hip flexors over the time. Where is your knee positioned as you're taking this stretch? Release that one out, please. Shaking through. Come into the other side. So step out in front, body up tall. Bottom drops behind, tuck your bottom under, nice and flat through your hip. Deep breath, arm up. And we're going to release that one down, bring the body up nice and tall again, and take the foot behind, checking on those knees. And we're going to release and shake that one out. Coming down onto the chair, please. Start by taking the feet out wider. We have the knees over the ankles again. Take a deep breath in, tight through core, and put a little bit of pressure out onto those inside legs. And release. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, pressure's out again. And bring it in and bring the feet together. So body's up nice and tall, please. Taking the hip stretch, so holding onto that foot, taking a little bit of pressure down onto the knee. Keeping that nice deep breathing going. And release. Foot down, other side, please. So body's up. Exhale, pressure down. And release and bring that foot back down. So we're going to just now come back up off those chairs, please. Come in beside your chair. And we're going to come back and have a look at how and if our posture and our balance has changed coming into the barefoot. So let's just bring it nice and tight through your core first, stabilize through one leg and bring the heel up on the other. So take it nice and tight through, arms are out, and when you're ready, raise that knee up into a 90-degree angle if we can. Find a focus point. Now hopefully your balance has improved slightly. Bring the foot down. If not, we're going to keep checking in and monitoring this as we go through. Stabilize through the other foot. Tighten in through your core, please. Arms coming up, raising the heel and lifting it up to 90 degrees if we can. And foot's coming down. So taking a deep breath, let's take a march through and have a little shake through the legs. Now we're going to come back to that reminder that everything that we're doing is we're bringing it back to basics. So we're starting from the ground up, and it takes a lot of time to work through, to loosen up those feet, to help with the mobility through the hips. So next week's session, I'm going to move through and start working on some of our hip mobility. So what I will need you to do, please, over the course of the week, you're going to find yourself a bowl. So I've just found a little container for today. So we're going to be working with grabbing things with our feet and moving them through. So if you can grab yourselves a set of keys. I have a tissue, or you can use a hanky. Anything that you've got in the house that is small, or in the garden. So I found a pebble. If you've got a little soft plastic ball, a bouncy ball, you can use a bouncy ball, any marbles. So we're just going to use those for a little bit of work, also through the feet and also through the hips. So have them handy for next week's lesson. The other thing, if you haven't got one and you'd like to get a slider, they're actually really good for helping with the hip mobility and with glute and hip exercises. So I get them off eBay. Have a look. You can get a set, so 2 for about $10. Definitely going to come in handy though for helping work through those hips. So thank you again for joining me with the Back to Basics session, number 3. I'll see you next week for number 4. In the meantime this week, let's work on the exercises that we've done at least 2 or 3 times. You're going to have the time with no shoes on and walking barefoot around the house, progressing it up every week as you're going through and seeing how you're finding it with those feet. Also trying to find that time outside and reconnecting with a bit of earthing. And I'm hoping that you're enjoying that part of it. But again, thank you so much for being here. I will see you next week as we progress through.